everyone, how are you? Welcome back to Six Group, and this is the next update I've got for you in terms of our 6 to 0 journey. This month we've been looking at inequality, but in actual fact we joined this month with last month, which was looking at gender equality as part of our commitment to 4 UN Sustainability Development Goals. 2 of them were SDG 5, which is gender equality, which I spoke to you about last month, and the next one is SDG 11, which is what we've been focusing on this month, which is about reduced inequality. So we thought we'd bring the 2 together, because a lot of what we do is not just about gender equity, but it's also about equity in everything we do, no matter where you come from, what your background is, what your preferences are in this world. For us, it's about equality as a whole. So as part of our workshop, we looked like, what can we do in terms of the actions that we take? And we came up with 3 really big actions for us straight away, and that was, one, we reframed our entire inclusivity and diversity statement. We actually framed one up that we put on all of our candidate briefing documents to ensure that we promote the fact that everything that we do and the work that we're doing on behalf of our clients allows us to be able to attract all of the talent in the market, irrespective of their background and where they've come from and what they do and what their preferences are. Number 2, we've also had a review of our selection methodology, just to make sure that everything we do, we degenderize the language, we make sure that the language we do is wholly inclusive, that it isn't culturally biased to either a Western style, an Eastern style, a high power distance style, and various other things. So we've re-looked at all of that language across all of our marketing collateral, as well as also our selection methodology, to ensure that we're able to create and have a selection methodology that is fair and robust for all. And then finally, we trialed this actually with a client who wanted to go with it, and looking at blind shortlists. That's where we actually provide candidates on the shortlist, but we did not include, for instance, their name. We didn't include anything that would actually give an indication as to their nationality, their age, and so we did that for an executive search assignment in the US, and it worked brilliantly, and it's something that we want to actually promote and engage our clients with, to say, look, if you really do want to have inclusivity and equality at the forefront of what you do, then maybe this is a way that we can actually help to mitigate the risks of unconscious bias. And then one of the other things I wanted to discuss was, throughout this journey, it got me thinking about diversity and inclusivity, and I spoke with a number of different people. I had a great conversation with a former colleague of mine from Shell, a lady called Elena Sudakova. Hi, Elena. And we were talking about diversity, inclusivity, and equality. And she proposed something which I thought was quite clever and got me thinking, that in her company, she talks about talent acquisition from the point of view that if you want to be diverse, diversity is actually the outcome of having an equitable and an inclusive process. So if you've got an equitable and inclusive talent attraction strategy, an equitable and inclusive selection methodology, by virtue of that, you will get diversity within your organization. And I thought that was a very nice and different take on the whole subject of D-I-N-E or D&I, as diversity is actually the outcome of equity and inclusion. And that's something I'd like to leave with you today, because it's something I'm going to explore a lot more about. And it really links in with our view on pushing our clients to look at capability versus just the experience they have on their CV. By hiring on capability, you have to have an equitable and an inclusive selection methodology and attraction strategy, and by virtue of that, you then actually increase your chances of having a diverse workforce as well. I look forward to speaking to you again next month, when we introduce our 4th and final SDG that we're going to focus on. But if you've got any comments about this one, please share them with us. Put the comments below on LinkedIn, and if you'd like to discuss anything, by all means, please reach out and get in touch with us.